Is this thing on? Hello, 1, 2, 3. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Flora if you're new here. So happy to have you. All of the recipes in this video are well balanced and designed for you to power through your day. But before we fully get into today's video, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Sqaurespace for sponsoring today's video. If you don't know, Sqaurespace is an incredible website building platform which is easy to use and have so many customizable unique templates to choose from, so you can easily build a website for yourself. Whether you want to write a blog or post your recipes or even sell things online, you can do it all with Sqaurespace. They also have built-in analytics, which makes it so easy to check your progress and how your website is doing. And if this sounds good and you want to try it for yourself, go to sqaurespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to sqaurespace.com/Justcallmeflora to get 10% off your first purchase of a domain or website by using my code Justcallmeflora. So thank you so much, Sqaurespace, for sponsoring today's video. And now, without further ado, let's prep some lunches. Let's go! I'm going! Bye! My all-time favorite lunch to have when I don't have time is a good sandwich. For this one, we are going to prep a tofu salad, which you can just store in the fridge until you are hungry and you need something in 5 minutes. First, I started by chopping up a stem of spring onion relatively finely. Then I cut up a block of firm tofu into cubes. In a bowl, I made the base sauce for the salad, starting off with coconut yogurt, added nutritional yeast, garlic powder, turmeric powder, vegan mayo, salt, pepper, and some optional chili flakes. I mixed all of these really well before adding in the chopped spring onion, tofu, and some dill to finish it off. To make this into a sandwich, I use my favorite sourdough bread to begin with. Top that with lettuce leaves, spinach leaves, tomato slices, some sauerkraut, and finally the tofu salad. This is a super easy recipe that will leave you satisfied any time of the day. This next lunch is inspired by an instant noodle soup, but it's not only healthier, but way better in my opinion. Once you prep it, all you have to do is pour hot water on everything and you have an amazing, balanced, filling lunch. I started off by making some oyster mushrooms. I tear the mushrooms with my hands and transfer them into a bowl. To marinate these, I mixed together miso paste with water, olive oil, soy sauce, and garlic powder. Coated the mushrooms with them and fried these on the stove for around 12 minutes on medium-high heat. Lots of water is going to come out, so don't drain them. You know that they are done if all the water is gone and the mushrooms are slightly charred. I set those aside and cut up all the rest of the vegetables. Started off with carrots and some red pepper. I cut them lengthwise and then into very small cubes. I also chopped up a stalk of spring onion as well as a block of tofu into cubes. Then all that left is to put everything together into heat-proof jars. So into the bottom I added garlic powder, veggie stock powder, soy sauce and miso paste. Mix these together in the bottom, added the tofu cubes, this way they actually marinate until you eat them. Then added in the mushrooms, red pepper, carrots, spring onions, and finally some rice noodles. Close them with a lid and you can store these in the fridge until you want to have one. Let them warm up a little before pouring hot water over them just to avoid the jar breaking. And once you pour the hot water in, let it sit for 2 minutes. Mix them around and enjoy your warm, extremely yummy soup. The next recipe is an epic burrito, which will not only leave you extremely happy, but very full as well. First, I made some rice on the stove with vegetable broth powder. Then I made a cashew sauce in the food processor by blending together cashews, turmeric powder, garlic powder, pepper, salt, coconut yogurt, and nutritional yeast. I blended them up a little and then also added some apple cider vinegar and soy sauce and then blended these until they were smooth. It takes a few minutes. The next step was to prepare some shredded tofu. I grated a block of firm tofu and also made a marinade from olive oil, soy sauce, garlic powder, agave syrup, and miso paste. Coated the tofu well and fried them on the stove on medium-high heat for around 8 to 10 minutes until they became beautiful golden brown, and then set them aside. I also fried some kidney beans and corn from a can, which I seasoned with garlic powder, pepper, salt, curry powder, and mixed them together with some tomato paste. The final thing I made was a super quick avocado spread. Added a ripe avocado to a bowl along with nutritional yeast, pepper, salt, garlic powder, some lemon juice, and olive oil. I mashed them with a fork, and all that left was to assemble the wraps. I started off by topping a tortilla wrap with the cashew sauce as a base, added some mixed leaves, then the rice, some red pepper, the bean and corn mix, shredded tofu, the avocado spread, and finally some vegan mayo because I love that stuff. Rolled it up, and that was it. This epic burrito was all ready. I cut them in half just to show you how amazing they look. It is really worth all the time because it's so good and will leave you full for hours. Pasta salad has always been one of my favorite things to meal prep, so here's the version of it that I just call the rainbow salad since it's packed with colorful vegetables. First, I started off by cooking whole grain fusilli pasta in salty boiling water. Of course, you can use any type of pasta you like. When it's done, drain it and let it cool down. The second step was to make some crispy chickpeas in the oven. I preheated the oven while prepping the chickpeas. I drained and rinsed the chickpeas and transferred them to a parchment-lined baking sheet. Seasoned them with curry powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and drizzled on some olive oil. Mix them well and bake these in the oven for around 15 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Then I cut up all the vegetables, starting with tomatoes, then some cucumbers, red onion, red pepper, and black olives. I also made an easy dressing from mixing together hummus, half a lemon's juice, salt, pepper, garlic powder, extra virgin olive oil, and nutritional yeast. Then the final part was to mix everything together. In a large bowl, I added the cooked and cooled fusilli pasta, chopped tomatoes, cucumber, pepper, lamb's lettuce, olive oil, the red onion, and finally some capers. Added in the crispy chickpeas and poured over the dressing. Mix them well, and that was it. It's crunchy, it's full of flavors, it literally helps you eat the rainbow. This final recipe is another soup. It's a family favorite, a creamy pea and broccoli soup. It's simply phenomenal. I started off by rinsing a can of white beans and setting them aside. Then chopped up a broccoli, potatoes, onion, and a few cloves of garlic. I prepped the vegetable broth by just mixing hot water with vegetable bouillon powder. Then in a large pot, I drizzled in olive oil, added garlic powder, pepper, and salt, and sauteed the onion until they were beautiful golden brown. Then poured over the vegetable broth and added all the veggies to cook, including the broccoli, frozen peas, and the potatoes. I put the lid on and let them simmer on medium heat for 15 minutes. Then removed the lid, poured in a can of coconut milk, a handful of chopped parsley, the white beans, and some nutritional yeast. I let them simmer for another 10 minutes before blending them up until smooth with a hand mixer. I served these with croutons and some sourdough toast. Even though it's just a soup, it is wonderfully nutrient-dense and perfect for a cold winter day. That is it for today's video. I really hope this was useful and you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Happy meal prepping, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye! Welcome to my cooking channel. I forgot what I was saying. Gyerekek, most mindenki ül! Ül! Okos! I'm going! Bye!